March 8, 1971, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Two undefeated champions step into the ring. The world stops to watch. Muhammad Ali, the self-proclaimed greatest, returns after years in exile. Joe Frazier, the relentless champion, ready to prove his reign is no accident. What happened that night wasn't just a fight, it was war. A battle so fierce it divided a nation and changed boxing forever. This is the story of Ali versus Frazier, the fight that shook the world. To understand the drama, we need to rewind. Muhammad Ali was on top of the boxing world in 1967, undefeated and charismatic, when he refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War. His decision stripped him of his heavyweight title and his boxing license. For 3.5 years, Ali was silenced. No fights, no platform, just exile. When he finally returned in 1970, the world was divided. To some, he was a hero who stood up for his beliefs. To others, a traitor. While Ali was gone, Joe Frazier rose to power. A fighter from South Carolina who grew up poor working on farms, he carried a different image than Ali. Where Ali was flashy, loud, and poetic, Frazier was quiet, tough, and unrelenting. In 1970, Frazier destroyed Jimmy Ellis to become the undisputed heavyweight champion. He believed Ali's absence made his reign questioned, and he wanted to prove he was the real champion. The fight was more than boxing. It was cultural. Ali represented the counterculture, the anti-war movement, and African-American pride. Frazier, though also black, was seen as the working man's fighter, representing the establishment. Their press conferences turned hostile. Ali mocked Frazier with cruel names, calling him ugly and dumb, comparing him to a gorilla. Frazier took it personally. For him, this wasn't just a fight. It was personal vengeance. On fight night, the world was watching. Frank Sinatra couldn't get a ringside seat, so he got a job as a photographer just to be there. Millions tuned in on closed-circuit television. From the opening bell, Ali used his speed and jab, dancing and flicking punches. But Frazier was relentless. He kept coming forward, digging brutal hooks to the body. By the middle rounds, Ali's mouth was bleeding. He was being pushed to places he had never been before. Round after round, the pace was brutal. Ali would land flurries, but Frazier's pressure never stopped. The crowd roared with every exchange. Then came the 15th round. Exhausted, Ali still stood tall, but Frazier launched his signature left hook. It crashed onto Ali's chin like a hammer, sending him sprawling to the canvas. The world gasped. Ali, the man who claimed he could never be beaten, was on the floor. He got up, but the damage was done. Frazier finished the fight strong. When the final bell rang, Joe Frazier's hand was raised. He had beaten Muhammad Ali by unanimous decision. Ali's perfect record was gone. The fight was labeled the fight of the century, and it lived up to the name. The aftermath was just as dramatic. Frazier was celebrated, but Ali's loss didn't end his legend. In fact, it only fueled his comeback. Over the next few years, they would fight 2 more times in what became one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. Ali versus Frazier. I wasn't just about boxing. It was about pride, politics, and identity. It was about 2 men representing 2 sides of America at a time of deep division. And when it was over, boxing had given the world one of its greatest nights. A night that proved boxing isn't just about fists. It's about stories. That was the story of Ali versus Frazier I, the fight that shook the world. Which legendary fight should we cover next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more boxing history explained like never before.